My boyfriend has been cheating on me with my sister for 3 years, and the worst part is that I trusted them both more than anyone else in my life. I met him when I was 22. He was charming in a quiet way, not loud or flashy, just steady. The kind of person who remembered small details and showed up when he said he would. After a string of disappointing relationships, he felt safe. My family loved him almost immediately, especially my younger sister. I remember thinking how lucky I was that everyone got along so well. My sister and I were close growing up, but not the kind of close where we shared everything. She was always more confident, more outgoing, more effortlessly liked. I was the responsible one, the peacemaker. Still, I never doubted her loyalty. She was my sister. That bond felt unbreakable. When my boyfriend and I moved in together, my sister was around a lot. At the time, it made sense. She lived nearby, she was single, and she liked hanging out with us. She'd come over for dinner, watch shows with us, sometimes stay late, and crash on the couch. I didn't see it as strange. I saw it as family. Looking back now, the signs were there. I just didn't want to see them. They had inside jokes I didn't understand. They texted a lot, but whenever I asked what they were talking about, it was always something harmless. Work stuff, memes, family plans. If I walked into a room and they were talking, the conversation would suddenly stop, then restart with forced casualness. I noticed it, but every time I questioned myself, I felt guilty for even thinking something so awful. About a year into our relationship, I started feeling like the third wheel in my own life. My boyfriend felt distant in ways I couldn't explain. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't neglectful in obvious ways. He still said he loved me, still made plans for the future, but something was missing. Intimacy felt forced. Conversations felt surface level. Whenever I tried to talk about it, he'd reassure me that I was just stressed or overthinking things. My sister, meanwhile, became my biggest source of comfort. I'd cry to her about how disconnected I felt, how I was scared I was losing him. She would hug me, tell me I deserved better, tell me she was sure he loved me. She told me relationships go through phases. She told me not to give up. All the while, they were sleeping together. I didn't find out for another 2 years. The discovery wasn't dramatic. No catching them in bed. No overheard conversation. It was quiet and devastating in the way that ruins you slowly. One night, my phone died and I grabbed my boyfriend's to order food. I knew his passcode. He'd never hidden it from me. That's how confident he was. A notification popped up from my sister. It wasn't explicit. Just familiar, intimate, the kind of message you only send to someone who knows your body, your habits, your secrets. My stomach dropped. I opened the thread, telling myself there had to be an explanation. There wasn't. 3 years of messages, 3 years of lies, photos I can't unsee, plans they made while I was at work. Jokes about me being clueless. Messages sent minutes after I told my sister how much I loved him. I sat on the floor for a long time before I confronted him. I don't remember screaming. I don't remember crying at first. I just remember asking him how long and watching his face collapse when he realized there was no way out. 3 years. He said it started as a mistake. He said it just happened. He said he loved us both in different ways. He said he didn't want to hurt me, as if that mattered now. When I confronted my sister, she cried. She said she never meant for it to go on so long. She said she was lonely. She said she didn't want to lose me. She said she thought he would eventually choose her and then it would all make sense. That hurt more than anything else. They didn't just betray me once. They chose it over and over again. Every holiday, every birthday, every family dinner where we sat at the same table and laughed like nothing was wrong. I left that night. I didn't pack much, just a bag and my dignity, whatever was left of it. My parents were devastated when they found out. My sister moved out of state shortly after. My ex tried to contact me for months, saying he wanted to explain, saying he was sorry, saying he missed me. I blocked them both. It's been a year now. I'm in therapy. I'm learning how to trust my instincts again. Some days are easier than others. Some days I still feel stupid for not seeing it sooner. But then I remind myself that love isn't blindness, it's faith, and they abuse mine. I didn't lose a boyfriend and a sister that day. I lost 2 people who were never really on my side. And that truth, as painful as it is, finally set me free. I never imagined that betrayal could feel this quiet at first, not explosive, not dramatic. Just a slow, suffocating realization that settles into your bones before your mind even catches up. If someone had told me 3 years ago that my boyfriend and my sister were sleeping together, I would have laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it felt impossible. Those were the 2 people I trusted most in the world. The idea of them hurting me like that didn't even register as a possibility. I met my boyfriend when I was 22. We were both broke, both ambitious, both trying to figure out who we were supposed to become. He was patient in a way that felt rare. He listened when I spoke. He remembered small details. He made me feel chosen. My sister was my closest family member. Growing up, it was always us against everything else. Our parents fought constantly. The house never felt stable. We learned early how to lean on each other. She was older by 2 years, louder, more confident, the kind of person who could walk into a room and own it without trying. I admired her for that. When I introduced them, it felt natural. I didn't hesitate. Why would I? I wanted the 2 most important parts of my life to coexist. At first, everything felt normal. We spent holidays together, birthdays, random weekends. My sister joked that he was finally someone worthy of me. He laughed along. I felt proud, safe. Looking back now, the signs were there. Small enough to ignore, subtle enough to excuse. They texted more than I expected. When we were all together, they shared inside jokes I didn't understand. Sometimes I'd catch them exchanging looks that lasted a second too long. But whenever a strange feeling crept in, I told myself I was being paranoid. She's my sister. He's my partner. People who love you don't do that. I moved in with him about a year into the relationship. That's when the dynamic shifted. He started traveling more for work. Or at least that's what he told me. My sister suddenly became more present in my life. She'd stop by unannounced, invite herself over, offer to help with things I never asked for help with. I thought she was being supportive. I didn't know she was filling space he'd intentionally created. There were nights when he didn't come home, blaming late meetings or exhausted coworkers who needed drinks after work. On those same nights, my sister would text me asking if I wanted company. I remember thinking it was strange timing, but again, I brushed it off. I trusted them both more than I trusted myself. The first real crack appeared when I found an earring in his car. It wasn't mine. I knew immediately. When I asked him about it, he didn't panic. He laughed, said it must belong to one of his coworkers. That explanation should have bothered me more than it did, but he delivered it with such confidence that I let it go. I didn't want to be the kind of person who accused without proof. Months passed, then years. 3 full years of my life, built on something rotten underneath. What finally broke me wasn't some dramatic discovery, it was exhaustion. I was tired of feeling unsettled, tired of questioning my own intuition, tired of pretending everything was fine when it wasn't. One night, after he fell asleep, I checked his phone. I didn't go in looking for her. I just wanted clarity, something to confirm that I was wrong. Instead, I found everything. Years of messages, pictures, voice notes, plans, arguments, reconciliations. They talked about me like I was a temporary obstacle, someone to manage, someone to lie to. She complained about how naive I was. He reassured her that I'd never find out. They laughed about family dinners where they sat across from me holding hands under the table. I felt physically sick. I remember sitting on the bathroom floor, my back against the tub, trying not to make a sound as I scrolled through proof of my own humiliation. 3 years. Not a mistake, not a lapse in judgment, a relationship. When I confronted him the next morning, he didn't deny it. That hurt more than anything else. No excuses, no panic, just resignation. He said he didn't know how to stop. He said it just happened. He said he loved us both in different ways. I asked him how long. He hesitated, then said 3 years. I don't remember screaming. I don't remember crying. I remember feeling empty, like someone had reached inside me and scooped everything out. Confronting my sister was worse. She didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She told me I should have noticed sooner, that if I was more attentive, it wouldn't have happened. She said she never meant to hurt me, but she wasn't going to pretend she didn't love him. That was the moment I realized I'd lost more than a relationship. I'd lost my past, my family, my sense of reality. My parents tried to mediate. They asked me to be understanding, to forgive, to keep the peace. But peace built on betrayal isn't peace. It's silence forced on the wrong person. I left him that day, packed what I could carry, stayed with a friend. I blocked both of them everywhere. Healing didn't come quickly. There were mornings I woke up forgetting everything for half a second, only to remember again and feel the pain hit just as hard. There were nights I replayed every memory, every laugh, every moment I'd felt safe, now tainted. I questioned myself constantly. Was I blind? Was I stupid? Was I unlovable enough that the 2 closest people to me chose each other over me? Therapy helped, distance helped, time helped, but what helped the most was learning to trust my own voice again. Betrayal like that doesn't just break your heart, it fractures your identity. It teaches you that love doesn't always protect, and family doesn't always mean safe. I don't speak to my sister anymore. I don't know if I ever will. Some doors close not because you want them to, but because leaving them open keeps hurting you. As for him, he's just a chapter now, a painful one. But not the whole story. I'm rebuilding slowly, carefully, with boundaries, with awareness, with respect for myself. And I know this now, without hesitation, if someone can betray you in silence for years, the problem was never your worth, it was their lack of it.